All right, welcome to Mod and Pop Thrift, you guys. This morning, the plan was to make you a short little what sold video, but then I ended up doing absolutely every item that sold for the last 4 days. So it stretched a little longer than I thought. Right now, I am working on things going out today that you will see what sold. Let's get into it. So I skipped these two, and including them, we're about to get into 38 items for a total of $640. All right, guys, well, it's 5:30 in the morning, and I just decided I needed more time to get it done. So I got up early, and I guess it's 6:30. I've been working for an hour, and I got everything packed that sold overnight and part of the day yesterday. And I thought I'd make a video real quick to say what sold. So this is my monitor from my laptop light that you're seeing, and it's starting to become dawn out behind on the window behind me. So that's why it's dark and weird, and I'm being a little bit quiet. But nobody's up yet. So check this out. This Harley Davidson sweater. I don't normally mess with new Harley Davidson stuff. Normally it's got to be at least 15 if it's not 20 years old before I start buying Harley stuff. The market's just so flooded. But this sweater I almost thought about keeping. I found at a yard sale for $5, and it sold. I put my whole store on a 15% off sale from Saturday and it runs until Tuesday. And so this sweater sold for $68.04. Oh, that includes, that's buyers all in. So sold for $63.74, free shipping. This Vigo the Carpathian from Ghostbusters 2 patch sold for $7.21. That's the buyers all in. It sold for $6.79. I gotta look at the right column. This mini tape recorder sold for $15.29. It was one that I bought in a huge lot of things that didn't work, and I tested it and it absolutely worked. I couldn't get it to malfunction at all, so hopefully it doesn't just get there and stop working. But me and my boys played with it for half a day and it worked. Monster High Dolls. This is just some clothes off of a figure that I didn't have, but I was able to go through and say, oh, this is her shoes, and this is her dress, and this is her skirt, and whatever. She had 2 pairs of shoes. She's a spider, and so she had multiple accessories for each hand, like she had 8 hands. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sold for $8.49. This Of Mice and Men shirt. I normally wouldn't buy this either. Normally I don't buy band shirts unless they're like Tor, but this one was $2.22 at Goodwill, and then it was half price color, so it was $1. Sold for $11.03, $11.04 on the half price sale. One more Hobby Lobby model sold for $13.10, which I'm not making much money at that. This Jay Cutler. Say what you want about Jay Cutler. I sold his jersey. He's Jay Cutler. $15.72. And that was free shipping. This remote. This one makes me a little bit sad because it sold for at the 15% off sale, and I had just listed it right before I started the sale, and it should have sold for higher, but it is what it is. $9.39. This was a Sony remote control for like a some kind of professional sound system thing. Anyway, the comps were like $15, and I marked it low and then decided to run the sale, and could have gotten more out of that, I'm sure, but it is what it is. These Teletubbies VHSs, when you run a sale, sometimes you have stuff that's cheap in your store and you mark it down too. And so these were like $3.50 or something, and they weren't on the sale and sold for $2.98. But I have a quarter a piece into them, so I'm 50 cents a piece into them. So I made, or I'm 50 cents into them, I made like $2. Well, now I'm not alone. One of the kids got up for school at 6:33, got himself out of bed and dressed, because that's my oldest. That's how he does. Drook chess set. I just sold that one for 80 bucks. This one's teeny tiny. The pieces are like this big, and it's magnetic. And so it's like a travel set, sold for $19.99, free shipping. I know I got that for $1, and I didn't know that Druk was a thing then. That one's the one that tipped me off. I was doing comps on it, and I was like, holy cow, some of these are really expensive. That travel kit wasn't one of the ones that were expensive, but then I did later find one that was expensive, and I knew to buy it because I had done comps on that one. This Jason Voorhees mask, it is signed by, evidently, the kid who played Jason as a child in the first one, because it says first Jason, and so I was like, Kane Hodder was the first Jason. He was technically Jason in the first scene where Jason's a kid. So I guess he can make the claim that he's first. That Jason mask sold for $13.59. Couple of Justice League comic books. I've been trying to just blow these comic books out, so I'm not hardly even comping them. I'm just pricing them at, like, I know I have $1 a piece into them, so if I can get $3 a piece out of a lot of a couple plus shipping, then I'm trying to just get them gone. So those sold for $6 plus shipping, $2.80 shipping, because they're trade paperbacks. They don't have ads, and so they can go media mail. This Supertramp cassette sold for $6.99, and here's the obligatory, I didn't become $4,000 richer because she started dating a Supertramp fan. If you haven't seen High Fidelity, you should watch it. It's fantastic. I'll digress. I found these Jordans for $6.99 at a Goodwill the other day, which surprised me to find Jordans that low, especially at that store. Normally, their run-of-the-mill shoes are $14.99. So I grabbed them thinking it was a mistake, and then turns out they're not really that valuable. I don't know what it is about this particular Jordan, but the comps were like 25 bucks. I marked them for $19.99 plus shipping, and somebody made me a $17 offer, and I was like, close enough. They were kind of a mistake to buy. Let's just get it gone. So they paid $31.71 all in. These Green Hornet comic books, I thought they would be valuable because they are written by Kevin Smith, but they're not. They sold for $5 for the pair plus shipping. Here's some vintage 505s, sold for $49.99. That's a really good sale on that one, plus shipping. So buyers all in at $60.89 on those pants. And those were ones that I bought for 50 cents at that garage sale where I got all those single stitch tees. I don't think I told you guys. Maybe I'll make sure it gets on this one. I finally sold both of those bootleg Bart shirts. One had a hole in it. It sold for $49.99, and the other one was super nice and sold for $69.99. So I'll skip those if I come to them. The Calvin Klein bibs that I bought the other day for $2 and put on here sold for $17.40, free shipping. I got those into a regular flat rate envelope, not even a padded flat rate envelope like the cardboard thing. So they shipped for like $6. So I made like $10. I made like $8 on that $2 investment. I knew they wouldn't be great. I expected them to be a little better than that. I thought they would sell for 25 or so, but comps just weren't there. Doc Martens. Look at the description on these Doc Martens, because Doc Martens are made in the UK, and so they say size 11 on them, but they're US size 12, and it makes a lot of difference to a buyer. I had several people message me to make sure that I had that straight, and I don't know why, because if they know, and I showed a picture where they are labeled, but whatever. Jethro Tull cassette sold for $6.99 plus shipping. The other set of Teletubbies that I had, same thing, sold for $3.50. Those were not on sale. Here's some Monster High. Ghoulia? I suppose it's like Julia, only it's a ghoul. They're all stupid names like that. Yelps sold for $19.99, free shipping. I bought both of these vintage NFL jerseys at Goodwill the other day for $3.99 a piece. They were Terry Allen, who played for Washington, and the Eagles Waters. Was it Ricky Waters? Anyway, they sold for $26.39 for both. I had somebody message me about these triaminos and ask me if they had any wear, and I'm like, well, I don't know because they're sealed. I picked these up for $3.99 at Goodwill like a year ago, and I finally got them sold for $7.99. Ready, set, go. 3, 2, 1.
Go. Go.
Go.
No.
This Monster High Claudine with just a couple of accessories sold for $44.99. Ratchet and Clank sold for $11.99 on the PSP. More Monster High stuff. This is Draculaura with her coffin bed and a handful of extra accessories. This Draculaura wasn't a first wave and it wasn't a really desirable doll, but I had a lot of Draculaura accessories, so I just lotted them all together. Sold for $18.80 plus shipping, and it was because of that bed, it was pretty expensive to ship, and so the buyer was all in at $35. Laguna Blue, just her shirt and shorts that I had that were extra, sold for $9.90. Here's a James Bond t-shirt that I picked up for $2.22 at Goodwill. Sold for $7.99. Jetsons Christmas and Flintstones Christmas VHSs sold for $9.99. Monster High. Oh, this is all from one doll, a whole bunch of accessories. Claudine, her sweet 1600 birthday party. Sold for $9. This Zelda shirt was one that I picked up for $1 at Goodwill because it was half price, and it was only $2.22 to start with. Sold for $7. This another Harley sweatshirt that I picked up, the very first item that we talked about 20 minutes ago, I guess at this point. This one I picked up for $3 at that same garage sale, and it was $32.99. So that was a pretty good pickup, those two things. Anything else I got to talk about? Okay, so then there's three things. This Naruto figure sold for $15.99. These cards I picked up for $2, $1.99 at Goodwill. They were sealed. I didn't know anything about them. I brought them home. Did comps, and they were like $12. I was like, $9.99, and I'll move them quick. Boy, did I ever. They sold in like 2 minutes, and then I was like, well, that was stupid. And then this Mario wallet. I thought about keeping it. My kids like Mario. I like Mario. I carried a Nintendo wallet for a long time, but it ended up selling for $12.99, free shipping. That's everything that I've sold in the last while. So that has you updated from that thing sold on the day before Halloween, and this is Dia de los Muertos. It's November 2nd, so that's the last 4 days. All right, guys. Well, I feel like you've had enough. That was like 13 minutes of what solds with no real break. So thanks for sticking with me if you did. Hopefully you learned something. Thanks for always liking, commenting, and subscribing. You guys rock. See you next time.